With how P Nation has been doing these past few years, people expected to see them close their doors soon as everyone seemed to be leaving. But the new six might end up being their savior, even if it hasn't been too long since they debuted. At one point, P Nation stood as a highly promising company within the entire industry. Founded by Psy, who might be one of the most popular idols of all time, the company gave the promises of artistic freedom and expression, which is why the artists flocked there in the first place. This is what they needed after all, a company that would let them be who they are, let them date without the risk of being kicked out, and most importantly, release the music they wanted to release. The company managed to sign some pretty impressive artists, especially for a new company at the time, like Jessie, Haze, Hyuna, Crush, and Dawn. It seemed like an ideal situation for everyone involved, and P Nation's name became synonymous with good company, turning into the agency everyone wanted their idols to sign with. Then the cracks started to show. Jessie, being the first artist signed by P Nation, ended up developing a close relationship with Psy, which also led to her demise later on. To P Nation's credit, the few comebacks she had under the company became hits, which made people think that the company would take good care of her. But even though Jessie signed with them to have artistic freedom, that is the one thing she didn't get. She opened up about the limitations she faced when it came to her creative freedom, leading to conflicts with Psy due to their differing artistic visions. Jessie also revealed that Psy pressured her to promote songs that she didn't want to and attempted to control various aspects of her career, including her appearance. Notably, she didn't release any physical albums during her 3-year stay in P Nation. So when her contract ended, Jessie decided not to renew it, although she assured fans that she remained on good terms with the company. However, Jessie's interviews made people see P Nation in a different light. It only got worse for them once Hyuna and Dawn also ended up leaving not long after Jessie, as they also faced similar experiences under the company. Despite being one of their biggest artists in the company, Hyuna received the opposite treatment. Comebacks were rare, rushed, and lacked effort. Some attributed the lack of comebacks to Hyuna's poor health, although it wasn't a justifiable excuse for the company's lackluster promotions, teasers, and album packaging. Complaints about Psy's controlling and perfectionist nature were voiced by both Hyuna and Jessie, highlighting the clashes between their creative ideas, although Psy's position as CEO typically prevailed. Dawn, on the other hand, was mainly promoted as Hyuna's boyfriend, overshadowing his own talents and potential. In 2021, his only comeback was with the song Ping Pong featuring Hyuna. His solo discography under P Nation includes just one single, a digital mini-album, a collaborative album with Hyuna, and a few featured collaborations, which is truly a shame. So going from having one of the most impressive lineup of artists to having most of them leave the company in a short time was pretty tragic for P Nation, and people thought that it would mark their downfall. In addition to that, only 3 of their artists, one of them being Psy himself, had the ability to make sales and make the top of the charts. Knowing all of this, Psy knew that he had to pull something and save his company from fading into obscurity. That's where the new 6 comes in. Although they're now becoming the main force that's holding P Nation together, it wasn't always the case. SBS made an announcement on November 2nd, 2020, stating their plan to launch a new boy group audition show in collaboration with JYP Entertainment's JY and P Nation Psy. The aim was to create 2 global boy groups, with one being managed by JYP and the other by P Nation. The reality show Loud premiered on June 5th, 2021 and concluded on September 11th of the same year. In the show, 75 contestants aimed to impress the renowned panel of judges and prove themselves worthy of a debut. After rigorous selection, Woo Kyung-jun, Choi Tae-han, Jung Hyun-soo, Chon Jong-hyuk, Eun-hui, Oh Sung-joon, and Tanaka Koki were chosen as members for P Nation's upcoming boy group. While the members had shown potential during the course of the show, some people lost hope about the group immediately. That's because one of the members, Tanaka Koki, was only 12 years old when he was supposed to debut. Since the topic of how wrong it was to debut underage idols was still trending, P Nation and Psy faced backlash for even selecting him. Most people who were initially interested in the group threatened to boycott it if Tanaka wasn't taken off the lineup and replaced with someone else. Thankfully, Psy listened to the criticism and decided not to debut Koki with the group, stating that it would be better for him to train some more and debut at an appropriate age. P Nation had the advantage of the group being formed through a survival show, which meant that the public already was familiar with the members and knew their skills and charms. The official name for the group, the New Six, was announced in March of last year along with the news of their official debut. Way Up, which was their debut album, proved to be even more successful than anyone had expected. It debuted at number 11 on the worldwide iTunes album chart and secured the 17th position on the European iTunes album chart. Additionally, the album reached the top 10 on iTunes top album chart in various countries including Greece, Thailand, New Zealand, Malaysia, Hong Kong, Japan, Brazil, Mexico, and more. Pretty impressive, huh? It It gets even more impressive when you consider that the members actually are very involved in the creation of their music. Particularly member Hui was credited as a writer and composer on not one, not two, but 4 tracks when he was a participant on Loud. Psy probably noticed his amazing capabilities during the competition and decided to let him participate in his own group songs too. Out of the 5 tracks on the debut album, Hui was a part of composing, writing, and arranging 2 of them. But no matter how well their debut album did, things proved to be difficult. On January 11th of 2023, P Nation announced that the new 6-member Junhyuk would be taking a break from activities. According to the company statement, Junhyuk had visited a clinic due to anxiety symptoms and decreased stamina, where he was advised to prioritize rest for his well-being. It was decided that Junhyuk would temporarily halt all activities to focus on recovery. The hiatus didn't damage the group in the slightest. Their second comeback, Love Never Dies, did much better than their debut album. Hanto data revealed that Love Never Dies achieved remarkable sales on its release day, February 15th. With over 18,000 copies sold, it became their best-selling album on the first day. Furthermore, during its first week, the album accumulated a total of 69,862 copies sold. It was no wonder. The concept was fresh, and it steered away from the things that we're used to seeing from the other groups of the 4th generation. However, people really started to take notice of them once their 3rd album came out. After the Love Never Dies promotions were over, the group hinted that they were going through a rebrand. It started with them changing their name to the New 6 without any notice. Up until then, the group went by TNX, but then the members surprised fans by introducing themselves with the name The New 6 on a broadcast in honor of their debut anniversary. This led fans to discover that TNX's team name had already been changed to The New 6 on various group profiles. The sudden change without prior notice from their agency, P Nation, surprised and confused many fans, but others guessed that it happened because groups having abbreviated names became mainstream and they wanted to stand out. And that's exactly what they did with their name and concept. With Y2K being a concept that many groups have adopted, some groups failed to execute it. It's safe to say that the New 6 wasn't one of them. Boyhood, their 3rd comeback, fully embraces the 90s vibe, which was evident in every aspect, including the concept photos and the nostalgic dance moves. Boyhood is a captivating tale about 6 boys hailing from different backgrounds and places. They join forces to chase a common dream, supporting and evolving together on their journey. The members did their research on the era too, even drawing inspiration from their seniors. They really put themselves into the comeback too, as the hairstyles showcased in the teasers clearly took inspiration from the iconic looks of 1st generation idols. The teasers themselves were creatively designed in the style of classic music show programs like Gayo Top 10. According to the members, they put a modern twist on the beloved New Jack Swing genre from the 80s and 90s in the song. This fresh reinterpretation ensures that people of all generations, from mothers and daughters to fathers and sons, can enjoy the music together. This concept and the members' dedication, as well as the company's attention to detail to make the comeback feel as nostalgic as possible, might be the reason for the surge of fans that they've been getting. Not only that, but they've been praised by non-fans as well, who are in awe of the songs and music videos and have become more interested in the group itself. Through the talented members, the fact that they're already composing, writing, and arranging their own songs, the amazing songs, choreographies, and fresh concepts, the New 6 might be the reason that P Nation gets out of their current slump. Even though they've lost a lot of artists, P Nation has gained one gem of a group that's getting attention without having to do too much. Their love for what they do and all the blood, sweat, and tears are enough for people to start taking notice. It adds on to their charm that the members are lovable and appear very relatable to the public, which is something that other companies spend lots of money to train their idols on. In conclusion, if P Nation keeps playing their cards right, keep their finger on the pulse to keep up with trends, and promote the boys in a good way, they have the potential to be one of the biggest groups of their generation. Let's hope that P Nation doesn't mess this up. With the potential they have, we can surely expect great things from them, and hopefully it will be another album with 0 skips. Tell us your thoughts about the New 6. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you again. Bye guys!